Boom shakalaka, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a get ready with me blockchain edition. I'm doing my makeup. I already did my hairs. I'll be opening the conversation about blockchain and introducing tech into my channel. It's something, well, it's my career. Tech is my career, so might as well share it with you. Also, there's this ridiculous discrepancy in the startup world where only 2.2% of all funding in the US goes to female-led startups, and like 12% goes to mixed startups, and then the rest goes to male-led startups. So I just want to raise awareness to girls everywhere that this is a career field and this is something that y'all can do. So I thought, why not do makeup videos or hair videos or styling videos, like stuff that girls and women often watch, and why not just like, instead of talking about like random BS, why don't I just talk about tech? So welcome to my Get Ready With Me blockchain edition. So I started off by moisturizing my skin with the Tatcha Dewy Luminous face spray. On top of that, I did the Hourglass No. 6 mineral primer, and I kind of like dabbed that in places I haven't, like, here we go. Now we're spreading it around. So now I'm using Brow by Benefit in No. 5. It's this beautiful like pomade, and I use a color shade like one lighter than my actual hair, so that's why I'm using 5 instead of 6, which is like they're black. And I'm just like, for my brows, I only need to fill on the inside, so I'm just filling in the inside. So I don't know if you can really like see what I'm doing. Can't really, okay, but anyways, so I was trying to like refocus this. So to show you what I'm doing, I can like kind of crop it in my face instead. But I'm just doing a line on the very bottom that's a bit thicker, and I'm going to be blending it up. I use the brush that they give us, and then I also use a spoolie to kind of like double duty it. So I'm like feathering it up from the thick line on the left side, without putting any extra product on my brush. So, secret, I'm not actually like good at my brows, as you can see. I just cut them really well. So I do them initially however I need to do them, and then whenever I grab a brush and an old tube of my foundation that has a little bit of product in it, the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in Warm Beige. I don't want to sit crisscrossed. I kind of want to like tell y'all what blockchain is. Like, how do I explain this? Okay. So basically, blockchain is just a tool or a method that lets you record data and information like accurately and securely. And they do this by, okay, so think about your permanent record. The permanent record, like your parents always told you exists, but like, we know that shit don't exist, Mom. Like the B that I got on my 4th grade like social studies assignment is not going to affect my whole entire life. But basically, think about that permanent record that your parents convinced you exists, and how every little thing that happens, like in your head as a kid, like you thought that the police, schools, and your parents were in on everything. So if you got grounded, like it's on your permanent record. Or if you got a B in social studies, it's on your permanent record. Or if you got lost in the mall, like it's on your permanent record. And the fact that like all the systems are doing it collectively together is like validating it and making it accurate and secure, since everyone is able to see it at the same time. I mean, like that's what I thought happened. Blockchain works in that simple way or in that same way, where all the data is like available to everyone, and that is in fact, what makes it reliable and secure. So this is actually like the big reason why Bitcoin became a thing. By the way, I'm going in with the Hourglass like buffing brush that I got with my foundation and kind of like smoothing this gradient that I built out before I do my foundation. So this is actually like a big reason that, like, the main reason why Bitcoin became a thing. It was the fact that like you don't need a third party like a bank or the government to handle your money, that everything was just done by everyone involved, and that legitimizes it. And it was this like awesome concept, and like Bitcoin is built off of blockchain. By the way, if you didn't know that, I should have said that earlier. But Bitcoin exists because they can use blockchain. I'm like so close to this camera that I can see myself and like just do my makeup in the lens. Like I'm looking at this thing right now, but like I can just do it in the lens. So I'm taking the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer and I'm just putting it on the highest like part of my cheekbone, which is where it comes up from my nose, the part that like naturally reflects from sun or a flash most. And then I'm going with a slightly darker color. The color I used on the highest point was neutral, and the one I'm using on the rest of my cheekbone is medium. And I'm just going up like so. I kind of get like sunken in eye bags, and it doesn't like, they make my cheekbones look weird since I also have high cheekbones, so it kind of just smooths it out and makes it kind of look like I got Botox when I don't really got Botox. And then I don't have much of a jaw either. Like, I mean it's here, but I have a heart shape. So I go on my jaw where it like ends and kind of just kind of like solidifying my cheekbone. And then I'm putting it in the center of my forehead, and that's to kind of like show where, like, naturally highlight where the light like first touches my face. And I'm gonna kind of like, wait, no, first, first I gotta put my foundation. Oh yeah, so like I said earlier, my foundation is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in warm beige, and I use the Hourglass foundation and I kind of like start blending with the cheekbones and mixing up that like neutral and the honey shades, or neutral and the medium shades. And with a buffing brush, you have to like pat down. And then I like do like so I don't mix the darker colors. So I first have at it at the jaw a little bit and just like kind of blend it in. And then I hit the center of my forehead. I know it's like kind of sudden. I hope it makes sense. Like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't need to make sense. Like, fucking brush your face however you want to brush your face. And now I blend everything else in. So another thing about blockchain is that everything happens on a distributed ledger. What's a distributed ledger, Vishakha? A distributed ledger is a list of transactions that are like maintained, and the ledger that is created and maintained by blockchain is like maintained by everyone. So anytime that anyone like makes a transaction or does anything using blockchain, it like pings the ledger, and the ledger is used and therefore maintained, and like because it's maintained, it exists. So we just have to like keep finding ways and utilizing blockchain for it to become like more and more advanced. So I'm done blending in everything. I haven't looked at it yet, but we're going to assume it looks decent. Yeah, even my eyebrows look peach. Everything looks pretty good. Yeah, so like my skin has cleared up a shit ton, so I haven't been using like a lot on it. That's why I really like the Hourglass Vanish stick. And it's very light and it's buildable, but I tend to just like, right, because you saw, I used a concealer like a foundation, and I used my foundation just in the middles of my cheeks where I have the most scarring. I used to have like severe cystic acne. That was my goal, to just cover everything, but now I don't really need to do that, and it's like really freeing. So now I'm going in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm just going in where my natural cheekbone is, and like just lightly putting it on. Oh, well, that did that turn dark really fast? No, I don't think so. My worst fear is my contour or my bronzer making my scars look bad. It's like I still have scarring, and it's like I'm in the process of getting it removed. I know it's a process because my skin took time. Like I take time to grow. My skin should take time to like, get through that shit too. But I wish I could like speed up the process. Okay, now I'm contouring my nose a little. And back to blockchain. Remember how I was like, to keep and maintain the ledger, we have to keep using it, and therefore we have to keep like finding new ways to implement and use blockchain. Well, that's where startups come in, and like blockchain's been a major buzzword on the scene for a long time, and it was like kind of a running joke that if you have blockchain in your startup, you're gonna get funding. I don't know like how much true or not of that is, but there are a lot of blockchain startups. A 2018 finalist of Hatch Pitch goes by Veramos. They are like health tech blockchain. They incentivize like losing weight and whatnot with blockchain. And it's like really interesting. There's Tap Jets here in Houston as well. That's like you can book private jets using blockchain. Like there's a lot. What else? There's a blockchain company that's using blockchain to make like gene testing and like DNA testing and genetic like data more secure by utilizing blockchain. That one I really love. I think so. They were also South by Southwest pitch finalists this year. But yeah. So how I'm contouring my nose is like that. I'm kind of like extending them above my nostrils where like my nose is like already going in, and I'm like tracing my natural nose shape. I know it looks like I contoured it a bunch, but like this is my actual nose shape. So it's not like I have to do a ton, which I'm blessed for. And I'm gonna just take the rest and put them in my eye because I haven't put a base on my eye, and I don't want it to like look like it jumped out in comparison to my foundation or anything. So this kind of like ties it back in. And my eyes actually get oily, so my eye skin is like very well moisturized, and throughout the day it gets oily and well, like kind of oily, and it ends up like getting this cool like orangey goldish brown color when it like reflects off of my skin, and this will kind of like work with it. Actually, so last year, so in 2018, the birthday gift at Sephora was this like Tarte combo of like birthday cake lip gloss and this party blush, and it's actually like not bad for my skin tone. So I just take it and I give myself color on my cheekbones, and I'm smiling so you can see my cheekbones. Oh my god, I look like a clown. Oh, by the way, yeah, like I'm going to be blending my nose in. I'm just kind of like letting it bake. Also, I think this is a bad bitch thing. I don't know. I kind of like to take my blush and go over my nose to kind of like, I don't know. I think it looks cute. It's like a look, kind of like how freckle is a look. Like this is a look. I just like the look. Yeah. And just like, yeah, it's actually like showing pretty well. Ooh, that shit fly as fuck. This is what keeping it on your nose for a little bit does. It makes it like, even when I turn to the side, you can't see it. You see it when my natural shadow hits. Like turn to the side, it ain't there. On top of that Tarte blush, I'm going to go in with Nut Orgasm. It is my holy grail blush. I use this quite often without the Tarte blush. Like that's what I mostly do. I just use the Tarte blush when I need like a burst of color in my face. Like whenever I don't do like a bright lip or a bright eye. Hi guys, so my memory card got full. I ended up finishing the look, so let me kind of just like walk you through what I did. I took a highlighter. This was the Benefit High Beam, and I placed it from here. I placed it from here to here in between my contour after I brushed my contour out a little bit, I know. And then after that, I took the Becca Champagne Pop and I just popped it in a line where my nose naturally like has a line, like the peak of my nose, since Champagne Pop is, I feel, a more glittery pigmented highlight than Benefit High Beam, and you can like, oh, boom. So since it's a definitely more pigmented, more glittery highlight, it like pops on my nose pretty well, which I like. And I put on lashes, Miss like 314 lashes on my eyes. Sorry, like cameras are heavy, which you don't really like. They are, but I put on some lashes, and then I wanted to put on my pink Urban Decay liner on my inside corners, but then I realized I couldn't find a sharpener in time to sharpen it, so I ended up going in with my lip liner, which is like a red, like a brick red lip liner by NYX, and I put it underneath my eye to halfway. You see, underneath my eye to halfway, and then on the inside to close out my black eyeliner. I hope you guys learned a little something about blockchain and makeup, how I did this look. If you guys want more videos like this, let me know.